No, this is not your imagination. You have just seen me, possibly. And here I am again. Hello, my lovely Flosstube friends. Surprise! So we're filming slightly in a different location today. I'm trying to avoid some glare for you to see if I can make things a little easier. What to say? Massive thank you to everyone. Lovely comments. I don't know what's happening, but all of a sudden I've just got this massive increase of subscribers. So we are getting very close to the 4,000 subscriber mark, which is actually quite heartwarming. And I'm honoured. So thank you so much for all those that have hit that lovely subscribe button at the bottom. And don't forget the little bell for the notifications. I know you're all surprised that you're actually getting more than one video this month. It's very rare for me. But I'm working very hard at this. But no, massive thank you. I do believe we are going to have to definitely have some sort of giveaway for the 4,000. I think that's like a massive milestone, 4,000 subscribers. So yeah, so watch those numbers creeping up, and as soon as we get there, there will be a giveaway. So watch this space, people. Enough of that. Why am I here? I know what you're thinking. I was wondering the same thing. I've actually done some stuff. And since it's obviously towards the end of this month is just going to be craziness with the dancing and the everything else, I thought, well, I've got an opportunity to do a video, so why not do one now? Why wait? So here I am again. First things first, let's do, oh yes, that. So, whip update. Obviously, because I've had another finish now, you know, it gave me an opportunity to open the avenue up a little bit as we drop one off. Well, in fact, we dropped two off, haven't we? So we had the Twisted Band sampler that dropped off because obviously we finished that one. And the wonderful Grace Faces, who I can't wait to get framed, she is now finished. So that now left me two open spaces for other stuff. Although I was sort of sitting there thinking, but I do want to do other stuff. So a little bit, so that I get this little kick of, yay, I finished something, because that's rather rare. But I do like my big projects. But I'm quite liking the little ones now, I have to say. You know, if you look back at me and my, oh, I really only like big projects. Now I'm starting to go, oh, actually, I really like smaller projects as well. So it's amazing how we all change. We all change and evolve depending on what's happening in our lifestyles. And just generally what's taking our fancy, what's taking the mood. I mean, God, my mood must be swinging all over the place because it's gone on like this mad craziness. But hey, I'm all right with that. I'm down with that. We can do that completely. So, where to start you on? For those that follow me on my blog, and I think I actually posted it on my last video, I decided that I was going to venture out and go with... I did mention it on my last video, back on the 2nd of September, that I was going to start this one, the Beginner Hardanger by Lookyloo Designs. And I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And I had so much support backing me up from the lovely comments from you lovely people. So, progress, she says, we did get to some cutting. And it was really scary. But we did do it. So here is where we're at. I don't know how much you can see. Oh, it's a bit strange having that bit at the back, isn't it? Because you can see through it. Let me put something white behind it. See if that helps. There. So the whole piece is completed, all barring the beads and barring the wrapping of the cut threads. There's some more cut threads to go in these cloister blocks here. But for now, I just wanted to do that bit. Yes, there's some little fuzzy bits where I didn't cut completely clean. Just at the top section there, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you see the white bit sticking out. So, I mean, it's not the best cutting in the world, but considering it's my first attempt, I don't think that went too bad. absolutely petrified to actually do the weaving and the wrapping, but hey, I was absolutely petrified of the cutting, and if I can do it, I mean, if I can do it, that's all we need to say. I still can't do backstitch properly. So if I can do cutting, then so can everybody else. So for anyone that's got any reservations about doing one of these hard hanger things where you've got some cut work in it, don't be scared of it. Or if you are scared of it, just roll with it. I did, and I mean, okay, yeah, it's not perfect, it's not a professional job, but everything comes with practice. So that's whip number 1. Loving it, thoroughly enjoying it, and it's one that I sort of take to bed with me, believe it or not, when I'm awake enough to stitch anything. What else have I stitched on? So also, the lovely Donna gave me another challenge, because obviously the challenge spurred me on with the lovely Grace Faces for a finish. We decided we'd do the same thing again. So I have another challenge, which is for this weekend, of which today is Saturday the 15th of September, is to do 350 stitches on the lovely Andromeda, and then I think 300 stitches on Alternative Reality, which is my other Heaven and Earth design piece. And if I can do that and I've got spare time, I can put an extra 100 stitches in each. Yay, thanks so much, Donna, really appreciate that. So as it's only Saturday and I'm sitting here doing videos, so I'm not actually stitching. Don't worry, Donna, I'll be getting a stitch on later. So, progress so far. So this is the beautiful Andromeda, of which I'd already started. Mirabilia design by Nora Corbett. And we did get a little bit of action on her last night, whilst I was watching Flosstube. I've got to say, people, I've gone, not Flosstube mad, but I've been on Flosstube a lot more recently than I have been in a long time. And whereas before I only really sort of watched whatever was in my feed, my subscription feed coming up, I threw caution to the wind and just typed in Flosstube. Oh my lord! The amount of people that are on there has blown me away. I didn't even realise there was that many of us that are on here. And it's huge now, it's massive. And there was all these lovely new newbies, along with like me not quite so long ago. Fabulous work, fabulous videos, and I've just been completely and utterly sucked in. What can I say? Then what was it that came up? I mean, there was a couple. I mean, Primitive Stitcher. I mean, I've only just recently found Primitive Stitcher. Is it the Joan and Kelly show? I didn't even know that they were on there. They're so funny. Is it Luda or Luna? She's adorable. The Russian, I think she's a Russian lady. She does some amazing stitching. Oh, who else is there? Oh God, I can't even remember all the names. In fact, I basically now, instead of just looking at my subscription box of the ones that I'm actually subscribed to, I'm actually just typing in Flosstube and just watching them as we go. And then it's just sort of like, subscribe. Oh my God, my subscription feed is just going to go mental now. You watch, because there's going to be so many videos. The lovely Bendy Stitches, she's great. Love watching hers. It's just been immense. I remember seeing Ginger Gerald stitches and Blitz Stitch, well, ages ago. But obviously, well, I haven't been watching Flosstube. Wow, they've come on so much. Between that and the new Flosstubers, I really don't know how you all keep up. How do you do it? Because it's immense. There's so many of you, and there's so many lovely people with so many gorgeous enabling charts they're all working on. So yeah, I might have to stop, or I could spend in a lot of money. Okay, so where was we? Sorry, rambling on about Flosstube. So this is where we're at. So obviously we had her hair done already, and I've worked my way down, and this here is basically the rock that she sits on. Let me see if I can find the picture again. So basically, what you can see from that, where I'm at. So I thought I'd work my way down and then work my way back up. Obviously, I'm sort of avoiding the skin as usual because I'm doing it 1 over 1. So I need to sort of break myself in gently for that. And there's a lot of rock there. So I thought, well, since there's so much black and a rock type, sort of blocky colours, I would crack on and do that first. Or at least sort of try to do a big chunk of that. Especially since as I'm sitting here trying to work to a challenge. No pressure, no pressure. So yes, so the lovely Andromeda has eventually had some love. And then, obviously my hard angle one has been taking up a bit of time. And I just couldn't resist myself, people. What can I say? So, you remember that I was gifted this for my I think it was my birthday or for Christmas. So this is the Spring Quaker. I know, it's so not me, normally. But I love it. And I love that it's got all of the names of all of the flowers on there. And so I decided, after I'd gone to the whole extreme of finding these lovely, lovely little dinky threads, which are, oh, is it Baldani? And this is the actual thread pack. So this is 3-stranded cotton floss, of which I like the cutest little balls in the world. I think I showed these on a video before because they're just like this big. I love them. They're so cute. So I'm working with this 3-stranded thread. And this, I decided to go on because the chart called for, it called for fabric, picture this plus cashel 25 count. Sorry, 28 count, not 25 count, 28 count. So I thought, okay, well, I'll have a little look through my stash of stuff and see what I've got. And I found some Sparkly's hand dye fabric called Rose Pop Puree in a Lugana 28 count. So I was like, perfect. And the fact that I quite like the colour, the colours that go together, because obviously I like the cream, but my house is not cream. My house is white. So if you try and put sort of certain creamy colours against my house or against stuff in my house, it just makes it look like it's dirty. So there's no point in me going with creams. So I sort of threw the colours up against some fabrics and loved this. So this is the fabric, and here are the balls. Let me take the cellophane off so that you can actually see. See if you agree with me whether this actually works. So they are the colours that I've gone for. And that is the fabric, she says. And now I need something white. Put something behind it so you can't see. So I decided to go with that colour combo. And I love the fabric. I think it works. It's got pink tinges. It's got a little bit of like yellowy cream that sort of blends into the fabric. Not that you can tell. It looks just like it's pink mottled, but it's not. It has got some slightly varied colours in there. So I made a start on it. So here we are. This is how far we got. I know. I know you're wowed by how much is on there, but that's a good start. That is a good start. And the reason I say that is the chart calls for a 28 count fabric. This is 28 count fabric. These little balls of fun are a 3-strand ply. And it says to stitch the 3 strands together. You know, as like, so I did. What I didn't take into consideration, and you're all going to be sitting there going, we know what you're going to say. This is a hand-dyed. So although it's 28 count, because it's been hand-dyed, it actually it has like a bit of a shrinking effect. So I'm actually finding it a little bit difficult to get all 3 ply in. Now, I don't think that it looks too bad. What do you think? Do you think, I mean, it's still early doors. I'm quite loath to sort of reduce it from a 3 ply to a 2 ply because obviously it just comes straight off the balls at the minute. And I quite like it that way. But it is a little tight to get 3 plies in without it sort of bunching up. I suppose it does give it a bit of texture, so yeah, so note to self, next time something says 28 count, maybe I'll go with 25 count. But I didn't have this colour in 25 count, so I had to go with that. So yeah, so new start, people. Just throw that one in now. So obviously, as you can see, I've got quite into this little Q-snap thing going on. Little story for you. So I already had my little Q-snap that I was working on the Hardanger one and on Frosty Forest. And I was like, do you know what, it's really, really good and I really like it because it's something I can take to bed. It doesn't require having the stand out and leaning all over it. It's easy stitching. So I thought, well, do you know what, although it's nice, it's a little bit small. By the time you actually get the stuff on there and you've done like, I don't know, sort of a 10 by 10 block, you need to move the thing, the Q-snap. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll get one bigger. Well, I don't know why, but I thought mine was a 6 by 6. So I went to Lakeside Needlecrafts and ordered a new Q-snap, non-R&R. It was a real Q-snap, people. And whilst I was there, I ordered this little Q-snap grime guard to try and keep the fabric out of the way as well. I was really chuffed with myself because I was like, I've got a new Q-snap and it's a bit bigger, which means it's got a bit more stitch space. It's not any bigger. It's exactly the same size as the one I've got. So I've now got 2 8 by 8s. When really I think I needed something a bit bigger than 8 by 8. But, you know, I'm going to suck it up. The fact that I've got 2, so I can have 2 projects on, I just have to do a lot of moving. So yeah. I think that's about it as far as stitching. So we've obviously got the Hardanger piece that I've been working on. We've got Andromeda, which I'm working on now. I've got my new start, and tomorrow I will be putting some more stitches and some love is being given to the lovely alternative reality piece. So there you go. See, I have been busy. Oh, one more thing. Whilst I was shopping, in fact a couple of more things, whilst I was shopping for my Q-snap, I found this little cutesy thing on Lakeside Needlecrafts, and I thought it was so cool I had to get one. And it's a little scissor case to put your scissors in. But the bit I like about it is it's got these magnet things. Ooh. See? So I actually attach it to my project, and when I turn my projects upside down to sort of finish my threads off, the beauty of this little thing is that not only is it magnetised to my actual project, but the magnets actually work against the scissors, so the scissors don't fall out. I thought it was so cool and so clever. I thought I'd share that with you. But it's so, and it's all sort of like, you know, flowery and shabby chic looking. You know me. Sucker for that type of stuff. So yes, that's that. That's what I've been purchasing. But what I also purchased, which only arrived today, and this was before I made my own little baggies. So, and I don't feel like, you know, I don't feel bad for this at all. I wanted some project bags. I wanted something that was a little bit bigger, but also something that was a bit smaller. So I went on Etsy, and I was looking at the gorgeous, gorgeous bags on Etsy, the ones with the vinyl fronts on, the ones where you like clear, you can see through. So jealous, people. But the problem is, because they're all from the States, they're over $60 to purchase. By the time you add the shipping, I'm looking at spending 60 or 70 pounds, GB pounds, just to buy one of those bags and get it shipped over to the UK. I can't justify that. Not when you think I can actually order a chatelaine, like all the specialty threads and the chart, and I can get that for about 130 quid in from European cross stitch. So by the time I've sort of paid all the taxes and I've paid for the actual project bag and I've paid for the shipping, 70 odd quid, or GB pounds. I can't justify it. So I had to come up with an alternative, which is just not the same. It's not the same. Someone in the UK that does these stitchy stuff should make some. The ones with the vinyl fronts on, the ones like they do in America, because it's so cool. Anyway, enough of that moaning and whining like a child. I found something that was as close as I can get it, and that was from on Etsy, and it's Oh So Twinkle Crafts. Come on, there you go. That's our card. And this, it's not like what you guys get, but this is what I got. But it's quilted, so it's a fully quilted country cottagey bag, and it's big. It's a big bag with a zip. But then with it comes a Q-snap stroke hoop bag, which is smaller. It's got a plain interior, there's nothing exciting going on in there. But it's all quilted front and back, so it's nice and big and fluffy. As well as one of these little purse type bags. This one's actually got some polka dots in it, to put all my bits and pieces in. But, I mean, it's so well made. It's better than anything I could throw together, that's for sure. It makes mine look shocking. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. Why shouldn't I treat myself? I haven't treated myself for anything really, really yummy for ages, so I treated myself. So I have this little set of baggies. All in matching stuff, which I like matching. So yeah, there you go. So I've done a bit of purchasing, so there's a little bit of haul. I've done a bit of finishing, done a bit of new starts, done a bit of whips. I feel like I've totally achieved so much. I have achieved so much, well, more than I usually do. So yeah, there you go, people. There's your update for the end of September, although it's not the end of September, it's still the middle of September. The rest of the month's going to be a massively busy month, so hence the reason for this now. It's my birthday soon. I'm not going to tell you when, but it's my birthday soon. I've given my whole family pretty much 98% stitchy related birthday presents. And I've actually sent them links of like the charts that I like and the flosses that I like and the this I like and the that I like. It's going to be interesting to see if I get anything that I actually asked for. Watch this space, people. It's very difficult here in the UK because unless you can find it on so-and-so, the arguing point with my husband is because he leaves everything until 3 days before my birthday. He was like, oh, you know, we couldn't get it here in time for your birthday. I'm really sorry, so I had to get you something else. That's what he says. This year he has got a bit of an excuse because he's actually going away. So he's flying out to Italy. So he'll be away on my birthday. Then he's only back for 2 days. And then he flies out to Austria. So yeah, he's a busy boy at the minute. So we will see. We will see what happens and what I actually receive. It could actually make quite a funny video if I actually show you the list of things that I sent that I said that I wanted against what I actually get. It could be quite an interesting add-on to the video. Couple of action outs or calling out people, but I need your help. So you all know that at some point yonks ago I was on the Threads of the Month Club with Lakeside Needlecrafts, which was to get the full DMC set of skeins, which I did. So obviously that one finished. The one thing, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my DMCs, and obviously I use DMCs predominantly for a lot, but I also do like the specialty threads. I really do. And I was like, well, I really would like to sort of, you know, get more of them, because I really loved, especially the silk stuff. I love to stitch with sort of like some of the variegated threads. I just don't have very many of them. So anyway, I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to have a little look around. Do you know what? I can't find it anywhere that does specialty thread clubs, like where you can actually subscribe, pay a certain amount every month, and every month you'll get so many of a certain type. The only one that I found that does actually do a thread club for something other than DMC is Lakeside Needlecrafts, where they do Weeks Dye Works. Now, I don't know anything about Weeks Dye Works, so question to all you people that have stitched with Weeks Dye Works, whether it be positive or negative feedback, let me know. Let me know whether you actually like them or whether there's something else that's better. And if you know of any places where I could actually get the threads on like a thread club, like Fabric of the Month club, like a thread of the month club, because I would really, really like to get sort of a bit more stuff that I've got ready and available, because here in the UK we don't have LNSs, we don't have needlework stores where you can actually go and look at the colours and look at the skeins and go, oh yeah, well, I want that one and I want that one as and when you need them. Just don't have it. There's nothing here. I mean, Hobbycraft, the only thing you can get is Anchor or DMC. And I've already sort of held my hands in the air. I am not a DMC person when it comes to their metallic threads or their variegated threads. Don't like them at all. But obviously, because I've now dabbled and had some dealings with the Karen, the water flower, water lily ones, the Dinky dyes, the Avera Schwarz, Crescent Colourworks, because I've had some exposure to them now and I love them. The DMC ones are just like not rocking it for me. So anyone that can point me in the right direction, or for those that think that the Weeks Dye Works are actually a really nice thread, really nice sort of thread to stitch with, I would really, really be keen and interested to hear your thoughts. So there's that. The other question I was going to ask you all, and this is going to be a really stupid question, and you're going to go, oh, for God's sake, Teresa. Needles. Now, I know that you use different size needles for different size counts, which is great. But when you've got that many needles in different sizes, when I hold a 26 up against a 28, I can't always tell what's a 26 and what's a 28. I've got to be honest. You hold them up and I'm like, what am I looking at? The eye? Or am I looking at the thickness? Even when I look at the thickness, sometimes I can't tell the difference, especially when I'm looking at a petite against a normal size. So yeah, that's a bit tricky. Because then I've got these needles that I'm sort of looking at and I don't know what type it is, so I'll throw it in the bin because I don't know. I need to get a new one out of a new pack because I know that that's the size 26 because it comes out of a 20 size 6 pack. But then obviously the problem is you end up with all these needles that either get chucked in the bin or they're just random and you don't know what they are. So obviously I'm going to start trying to make a note of obviously whatever type of fabric I've got, I'm using the correct size needle. But then once they've come out of the pack, where do you store them? Are you that good that you've got a varying selection of needles and you stick them all in the same little needle holder? Or do you actually separate them? So your 28s, your 26s, your 24s, your 22s, do you have them all separated? And if you do, how? What do you put them in? Have you got needle books and you actually put them all on one page, but then how would you know what ones are the 26s, what are the 28s? I don't know. But I was trying to work away because I'm trying to sort of do a bit of organisation, organise my threads, organise my needles, organise all my bits and pieces so that I can just keep going to the drawer and know what's in where and where I need to go to get what I'm looking for. Because right now, it's chaos. I'm so disorganised, it's unbelievable. So any help or tips, tricks and advice of how you organise your needles, I would be very keen and interested to find out, to see if I can take your ideas and adapt them for me. So, but that's it, people. It's great to hang out. I'm having a wonderful Saturday. I really do need to do some stitching now. I hope you're all doing your stitching because I've got a challenge that I've got to meet. I have a deadline for it. So on that note, I'm going to go now. And I will see you all next month for definite. When in the month, I'll leave that to your imagination. We will see. So until then, bye-bye for now.